Hey, what's up, guys? And tonight, the only thing that we will be talking about is the potential for a Midwest storm on the 4th through the 6th, and another potential storm for the Eastern U.S. from the 8th through the 11th. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. If you like weather, please subscribe. It makes my day every time someone subscribes. Other than that, let's get into it. So first, we'll take a look at the updated model guidance, then we'll get into what the next 8 to 14 days can look temperature and precipitation-wise, and that'll be it. So first, let's take a look at the GFS model. This is the 18Z run, which is the updated run, and you can see you're going to have that clipper system that moves to the north. It's going to bring cold air to the north for a couple days, maybe a day or two, and then it's going to warm back up. And then here is the 4th and 5th day storm. This is only 6 days out, so it's definitely into the range where we're pretty confident we're going to have a storm system, and now we're just going to try to figure out where. That's the next step. So what are the models saying for us now? Well, they're kind of similar, but they show it in a couple different places each and every run. So this is the 18Z run, and this is what it shows. It starts to develop around in Kansas, and then starts to move eastward. It doesn't really get going until it's in the Great Lakes region, and then it does bring some very isolated but heavy snowfall for parts of the Great Lakes region, Illinois, and areas like that. And then it kind of moves on out, and that's all she wrote. It's not really that big of a storm, but what it does bring behind it is this big upper level low. I mean, not upper level low, but this big trough that lets all this cold air sink deep into the south, and then that is going to set up a potential another winter storm in the east, which models have been flirting with as well. What is the 12Z GFS show? You can see that it shows something a little bit similar, but in different an area. So it's developed 4th and 5th, but it's a little bit stronger off the base, brings more snow to areas further west, and then it kind of is more northwest. And then it kind of moves up to the north, brings some severe weather to the southeast, and then that brings even more cold air, which sets up an even better chance for a northeast snowstorm. And it doesn't look like much, guys, but at these UBC Energy Connect, you're dealing with a blizzard up down the whole East Coast. So that's too far away to look at, but just there's potential for a storm there, is what I'm trying to get at. And if you take a look at the Euro model, it does agree with the GFS from the time frame. Here's the 4th, starts to develop in the same spot, except it's not really getting going until it's above the Great Lakes, and it doesn't really bring any snow to anywhere in the U.S. It's mostly in Canada. But again, there's that cold air dropping, and you can see another very good chance for the East Coast snowstorm right there. This is for the 8th, and the potential is definitely there for the East Coast. It's going to leave some extremely cold air. We'll take a look at that in a second, but let's take a look at the 18Z run. Let's see if it's out yet, if it's in range. And you can see it starts to develop. It looks about the same. Maybe a little bit more amped up early on, but you can tell if you live in the Midwest or the Great Lakes region, through the 4th through the 6th, you have to be watching this time frame because there's definitely potential for a storm. Now let's look at the temperatures for the next couple of days. We'll take a look at the updated GFS model, and here's right now. There's that cold air. Cold air is gonna move to the east for a few days, like I said, 4th and 5th, and that big cold and storm is gonna move into the 4th and 5th, right about there, and that's gonna leave all that cold air right there. Pulse it right there. This is extremely 15 degrees below average temperatures up and down the whole entire eastern seaboard, and pretty much the whole eastern U.S. And then that moves out, and then you get another cold shot on the 10th, which is even more significant. And I'm actually the first time seeing this. This is very cold air. So if you can get a storm to line up with this, you have a shot. And then warm air moves in, and it looks like it's here to stay. So after the 12th of March, you're pretty much done with snow unless you're in mountain regions. It looks like it could change, but unless you're in mountain regions or in the far north. If you live on the east or southeast, you're pretty much done with snow. But it's been a pretty active winter for sure. But these two storms could be the last and potentially biggest snowstorms of the year. So what does the National Weather Service say? Well, let's go ahead and refresh this. For the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we have a little bit colder in the west and warmer in the south. And 8 to 14 day, you have average in the east, cold in the west, which is from the 3 to the 12th. and that is the time frame of that storm. And then you're going to have some hot air and cold air moving into the east, which is why it's about average. And then you had precipitation outlook 6 to 4 days. You can see it's pretty much a widespread, more precipitation than average. And then 8 to 14 day, you can see it highlights the west for that storm and the east for a potential storm. So we're definitely going to keep watching this, guys. It's in the time frame where we're pretty confident we're going to have some type of system heading into next week, around the 4th through the 6th time frame. Other than that, stay weather aware and have a good day. Bye.